Why haven't you subscribed yet? Come here, come a little closer. Why haven't you subscribed to my channel yet? Because I know you watching. So can you just subscribe? Thank you.
I am what I am. What I'm not, see, I never beat.
Travis Hunter has one problem. One. The NFL still doesn't know what he is yet. There is one player in the NFL who can make a spectacular interception, come right back, run a 40-yard route, and catch a deep pass for a touchdown. And somehow people are arguing that this guy needs to pick a position. Of course, we're talking about Travis Hunter. Personally, I think we're asking the wrong question, because everybody keeps asking, can Travis Hunter play both ways in the NFL? I have another question. Does the NFL have the imagination to let him play both ways? Because those are two different things. Travis Hunter's already proved he can play football. Now, it's on Jacksonville to prove that they know what to do with him. Year 2 is probably gonna give us some indication of what we're dealing with. Because what exactly is Travis Hunter? Receiver, defensive back, weapon, experiment, or simply, the NFL just might not have a category for him yet. First thing, we need to reset the conversation. Let's reset, let's hit the reset button. Because somehow us talking about his first season in the NFL, people are already putting a failure tag on it. Let's get something straight. This guy has to learn the playbook on both sides of the ball. You have people in the NFL that can't learn the playbook on one side of the ball. Yes, his first season was incomplete, but that doesn't make it a failure. That's the difference. Incomplete doesn't necessarily mean failure. Hunter only played 7 games before his LCL injury. 7 games. On offense, he finished with 28 catches, 298 yards, and 1 touchdown. On defense, he had 15 tackles and 1 pass defended. That was all while Jacksonville used him for 162 defensive snaps while still playing him on offense. Now, in fantasy football, if you drafted Travis Hunter to have 90 catches and 6 interceptions and part the Red Sea and cure male pattern baldness, calm down, okay? Of course you were disappointed, because we weren't judging just an average rookie in the league. We were judging Travis. We saw what he could do at Colorado. We saw how he did as receiver and as cornerback. We saw it. The expectations around him were kind of ridiculous. He wasn't gonna come in and do all of that at the NFL level on both sides of the ball. It's hard enough on one side. Our expectations were that Travis was just gonna come in and have 90 catches, like all of those stats. If you thought he was gonna do all that, I'm sorry, you were mistaken. What we really were watching was somebody who was attempting to do something that the modern NFL has not seen. We were asking him to play legitimate snaps on both sides of the ball. And I kind of think that's where the conversation about Travis gets really, really weird. Because with any other rookie, we'd be just like, yeah, just give him time. Let him figure it out. But with Travis, we were expecting Travis to be a Pro Bowler immediately. We needed Pro Bowl receiver numbers and we needed Pro Bowl corner numbers. He was learning 2 different jobs. But I already understand why the expectations were insane, because this wasn't just some gimmick in college. The seasons that he had at Colorado were absolutely absurd. I don't even use that word, absurd. Who uses that? If you saw, his seasons in college were crazy. Travis was primetime TV from the TCU game on. That's why everybody was fascinated, because even me, my generation, football's not supposed to work like that anymore. Yeah, we had Deion Sanders, and that Deion Sanders, Coach Prime now, was exceptional. That was next level athlete, but we never see it done up to the level that Travis had done it while at Colorado, especially his junior Heisman season. The reason why football isn't supposed to work like this anymore is because football is specialized now. You play receiver, you're a receiver. You play corner, you're a corner. You play quarterback, congratulations, you're blamed for everything. We do have a quarterback that's complaining. But I mean, if I was to make $200 million because I'm on a roster by, anyway, the way we understand football to work is the way we understand football to work. Everybody has a certain department or a certain tier that they fit in the NFL. Until Travis Hunter walked in the building and was like, yeah, I got it. I can do all of it. That's why the Jacksonville Jaguars believed in him so much that they moved up to take him at the number 2 spot. This was not some kind of franchise gimmick play. This was really something different. Jacksonville walked into the draft that day and was like, shit, we don't know what he can do. We know he can do both of these things really well. Shit, we'll try. And honestly, they get my respect for that, because sometimes when you have a special talent, the rules that we live by don't always apply to that particular talent, especially in Hunter's case. But now we get to the point where Jacksonville now has a real problem. They don't know what he is. Some people say he should stick to the offensive side of the ball. Critics say. I don't say that. I want to see what happens. Some people say that Jacksonville needs to make him pick a side. Jacksonville has clearly stated, we are going to play him at the positions that we're paying him to play. They made that evidently clear. The coaches said it, the offensive coordinator said it. They've made it abundantly clear that they are willing to try, because as stated before, this is a special talent. All in all, they're thinking what helps us win. Not what gives us the coolest look on social media, not what helps us do this or do that. We're trying to win. And with Travis, with Brian Thomas Jr., with Trevor Lawrence throwing at him, remember, he had 28 catches last year. Not bad, it's not, hey, this is rookie season. But the GM has stated that it will shift more towards the defensive side of the ball. And I think that's smart, because us fans, we need to understand something. Playing both ways does not mean that Travis needs to play 35 offensive snaps and 35 defensive snaps. That's a novelty. That's Charles Woodson. That's Antonio Cromartie. The real advantage that they gain from having Hunter on the team is flexibility. Maybe one game, Travis needs to play corner the entire game. In another week, the team has a matchup that Jacksonville likes. Now Hunter gets 20 offensive snaps. Maybe he runs 8 routes. Maybe Trevor Lawrence targets him 4 times. With Travis, you know when the ball's in the air, that's a 50-50 ball. In the words of Coach Prime, when the ball's in the air, that's Travis's ball. They know this. Maybe one of those targets is a 50-yard touchdown. Now, the defensive coordinator for the other team has to spend an entire week preparing for something that Travis might do. And Jacksonville would only need Travis to do it 5 times. That's the flexibility. Not only is it flexibility, it's a weapon. His value isn't necessarily he's gonna play every snap. The value is you don't know what to game plan for because you don't know where he is. Now, the injury question. The question we all think about. You know, the NFL is an 18-week, 17 games in a bye season. So that injury question is gonna pop up. And we saw it in the rookie season, the LCL. Luckily, it was an LCL. Because that explosiveness, that quick twitch, that quick everything. Hell, Travis is quick at everything. That quick that Travis has, that ACL, that MCL, that's a real question. The ankles, those are real concerns. Wear and tear is real. But he suffered the LCL injury in practice. That led to the surgery that eventually ended his rookie season. And of course, here go the people. See, he can't do it. He can't play both ways. Look at that. He did it. He's doing it. He can't play both ways. Yeah, I knew he couldn't do it. Man, the NFL too fast, man. The homie just can't get it done. This ain't Colorado. They came out of everywhere with that. Once again, calm down. Getting hurt is the nature of the beast in the NFL. A receiver's gonna get hurt. A running back's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna always get hurt. And in my personal opinion, it always happens around week 9 or when a guy gets a contract extension. Big extension, as soon as he steps foot back in the facility, both his ankles break. I don't get it. It happened to Ray. I've seen it happen a bunch. It's happened to Ray Lewis. It happens to everybody when they get paid. But it's only when Travis got hurt where everybody was all, well, see, the experts, I call them the internet doctors. See, he can't play 2 ways. The NFL won't allow it. He can't do it. The human body has rejected 2-way football. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know workload matters. Absolutely, the workload matters. Training camp, preseason, 17 games. It's a long season. Not to mention the playoffs if you're good enough to get to the playoffs, and then you got to get through the playoffs. It's long. It's a legitimate question about whether an athlete can sustain a high level of play at the NFL level over a consistent amount of time. That's the narrative analysis. But around here, we watch the football. And now the football is starting to talk. Fast forward to this year's camp. Healthy Travis is back. And Jacksonville really ain't trying to hide him either. Because during training camp and preseason, everybody looks like a Hall of Famer. Everybody looks like a Pro Bowler. Everybody looks like this and that. Every rookie running back is turning heads. Everybody's explosive. Then week 1 comes around and now they only score 9 points. So I'm not crowning Travis a Hall of Famer because he had one good practice. But I am paying attention to how Jacksonville develops him. Me personally, I think cornerback should be, because I'm always more partial to the defense. You know, in today's NFL, anybody can score 80 points, but can you stop the other team from scoring 80 points? So I personally, my preference would go towards defensive back. Not because he can't play receiver. I think he clearly has demonstrated he's a hell of a receiver. But elite cornerbacks are extremely hard to find. If you have a lockdown corner, if Travis can eventually become a lockdown corner, you add offensive packages on top of that, that's where he truly becomes dangerous. Imagine for a second, Travis is the type of cornerback that quarterbacks do not want to challenge. You've taken away that side of the field. I do not want to throw the ball over there to Travis Hunter or in Travis Hunter's area. Now the fourth quarter comes. Jacksonville needs one score. You see Brian Thomas running on the field, and then you see Travis Hunter running on the field also. Now the defense has to account for him. Is he the second receiver? Maybe he's in the slot. Maybe Jacksonville has to motion him. Maybe Travis is just a decoy and Trevor's gonna look somewhere else. Or maybe Travis catches the football and they win the game. That literally means that his defensive skills create a floor and his offensive skills create chaos. Make him elite in one area and make him dangerous in another area. Jacksonville can't get scared and just design some packages for him. Because let's be honest, why did you trade up to get him if that's all you were gonna do with him? You moved from 5 to 2 to get this guy. You didn't do all that because he's just a normal corner. You drafted him because it's something that nobody in football has seen for a very long time. So let's explore it. Be intelligent, manage the workload, because you didn't draft imagination. They spend months telling us what somebody can do, and then all of a sudden in week 1, we're gonna go with this, and this is what we think the best plan is. There's actually a team in Cleveland that's doing that right now. Coach comes out week 1 and says, oh, we're gonna keep it simple. No, don't do that, because that's not why you drafted him. Because you knew what you bought, now let's figure it out. Quarterback chemistry and all this matters. Let's keep it real. Because in Colorado, he had a hell of a quarterback. Him and Trevor have to develop that chemistry. Trevor's the piece here. Open routes require quarterbacks and receivers to see the defense the same way. I personally would rather have 15 dangerous offensive snaps for Travis Hunter than 45 meaningless snaps in the whole game. Establish purpose. Play football. Because in all actuality, we don't need to see if he can play receiver. We already know he can play receiver. The objective is to make those snaps matter. My expectation for the season is for Travis to go out there and get 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. My expectation is very simple. Just make that impact. And by that impact, I mean the impact that he had when he was at Colorado. Must-see TV, explosive plays when the ball comes your way, shut down corner ability when you're on defense. I want offensive coordinators to have to identify where 12 is. I want defensive coordinators to be fooled by what 12 is gonna do if he motions across the formation or he's in the slot. And Brian Thomas is out there. That's impact. I don't need statistics to be overwhelming in both columns. I need to see how much stress he can put on the defense and on an offense. Can you make the opponent account for Travis Hunter differently than they account for every other player? If the answer is yes, now you got something. Suppose he becomes an elite corner while having 400 to 500 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. You know how unusual that would be to have somebody who can make game-changing plays on offense and defense? Because if we keep letting the internet have this conversation, the internet's gonna ruin this conversation. It's either he's the greatest athlete of all time or the experiment has failed. There's no in-between with the internet. Hey, come here. How about we watch him develop? Crazy concept, I know. How about we watch him develop into what he's supposed to be? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it first. The man came in the league at 22, got injured, shortened his rookie season, and we already ready to throw the tag on him. Everybody, calm down. He's 23, second NFL season, and we still don't have the answer yet. Not yet. So for me personally, here on this channel, The thing I'm gonna be looking at is how many defensive snaps is he taking that mean something? How many offensive snaps is he taking that mean something? Where is he taking those snaps on offense? Slot, out wide, trick play, explosive play packages, red zone, third down. I'm also looking for how many times quarterback target him, because that's information as well. You don't always see the shutdown corner stats on the stat sheet, because let's be honest, if he's a shutdown corner, nobody's gonna throw over there. That's impact. What does his season workload look like? Because September Travis isn't gonna be December Travis. Can he still be effective taking that many snaps in the NFL? How's his body gonna hold up? And how many game-changing plays can he make? Because let's be honest, that's why you drafted him. Final take on all of it, I still believe Travis Hunter can play both ways. But I think a lot of people misunderstand what playing both ways looks like. Yes, he played 120 snaps a game in college. Yes, he did that. He doesn't need to do that in the NFL. He needs to play snaps, and those snaps need to have impact so that those snaps matter. He doesn't need 1,000 yards receiving and 7 interceptions to make an impact. He needs an identity that has a second ability to create a competitive advantage. Defensive weapon first, offensive weapon second. And if Jacksonville does this right, the question won't be, can he play two positions? The question is gonna be, how the hell do we prepare for him? Because that's when it's special, when the opponent has to change what they're doing to stop, slow down, impede, whatever. When they have to change an entire game plan for one player, that's what matters. That's how you know the experiment is working. In year 2, we're gonna learn something. We ain't buying the hype. We're not watching the disappointment. We're watching the development. Because here on FQ Philosophy, we don't follow the narrative, we follow the football. What should Travis be? Full-time corner? Full-time receiver? Leave it in the comments and let me know what you think. I'm gonna say he can play both ways. Thank y'all for coming through. Please hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'll catch y'all on the next one.
I am what I am. What I'm not, see, I never beat.